Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for joining us for a very special session. Lobos will continue later, but as of now, it's October, and I have a bunch of books that I've been meaning to get some work in. We are joined by four of our regular players: Reed, Hector, Jesse, Wyatt,
Hey,
and we are going to be doing Curse of Strahd. So yeah,
at least part of it.
at least part of it. This
So,
this will not be a full playthrough, and if uh, things, depending on things plays out, maybe we'll play in the future. Who knows? Uh, but we'll have to see who survives these sessions.
so we hope you're ready for a ghoulish good time.
Couldn't have said it. Couldn't have said it better myself. So, we now begin. We'll start off from the top as we introduce our players. Would the beloved bloodied bride please describe where you have begun your journey so far and how you got here?
Uh, the beloved, the bloodied bride has not changed since the horrific wedding day that was supposed to be her happy ending. Hunting down and murdering those who slew her lover has not sated the hunger for vengeance in her heart. She now wanders wearing the spider silk wedding dress that her drow husband had intended her to wear, stained with not only his blood, but the blood of those who had slain him. Wielding the mace that she and he had won together in the dungeon dive that was supposed to secure their future. Now, she's purposeless, trudging wearily along the grounds, seeing nothing, caring not if she's seen. She walks through the fog, no destination in mind.
All right.
Fun.
Uh, Bride, if you'd be so kind, please roll a perception check.
Okay.
For a brief moment, just on a whim, you look up. You must have been walking for hours at this point. You haven't really been paying much attention to where you've been going. All you know is it's been getting foggier and foggier the further you travel. Only the small echoes of ravens cawing in the middle of the night keep you company. But as you're walking, off in the distance, you see a campfire. What do you do?
For no other reason than to still her momentary discomfort with being cold, Beloved starts trudging towards the campfire.
Alrighty. We now jump over to our next player. Bernardus, how are you starting off this adventure, so to speak?
Well, he is always on the lookout for more information to gather and perhaps sell to the highest bidder. Being marked by a rather unforgiving god to more or less serve as his one of his many mortal playthings, even losing an eye to match his known visage is not fun. But he takes it in stride as best he can and lets it be a way to practice his own spells as a wizard. So, just being unassuming, not many people care to stop and talk to this creepy looking young man.
Alright then. Please roll me Either an Arcana or Religion check of your
It's not the
choice.
same, so yeah.
For a brief moment, you stop as your vision fluctuates for a bit. You know this sign. This calling card, as you've called it before, feels familiar. As for a brief moment, you feel as though you can see through your lost eye. And you see a small trail.
I nod and start following it.
As you look down upon the floor, it's almost as if a trail of blood is pointing you towards the woods. And you follow. Deeper and deeper into the dark. As you two begin to almost be encapsulated by this fog that rolls out of nowhere. You do not know it yet, but being near this fog, with that continuous Arcana check, you know that you need to keep moving.
Yep. Booking it.
As you begin to increase your pace, you hear more cawing into the night. Until eventually, as you're moving at a moderate pace, you see I forget, is it murder of rape? No.
Murder of crows.
It's a murder of crows. Is it a death of raven? I forget.
It's an unkindness of ravens.
Okay. An unkindness of ravens swoop overhead.
Huh?
For a brief moment, you pause as you feel almost trapped as this fog circles around you with an eerily sickly movement. But luckily enough, in the distance, you see a campfire.
I trudge towards it.
Alright. Our next player. So, Dr. Peppers. What's your MO? Where are you right now?
Oh, well, I'm just your happily traveling, helpful doctor friend. Here to help with any worries you may have in your mind, body, and soul. So, I'm just like traveling the countryside, trying to get to a patient of mine. It's called a house call. That's what a good doctor does, going the extra mile for those in need.
Well, Dr. Peppers, this house call is in a very strange place. It's not one of your regulars, no. It's from a very far off land. Said to be very beautiful. It's a place called Barovia. The description was very in-depth. Apparently, it's a modern-day utopia. Absolutely beautiful, stunning. The landscape is fresh with life and all that good stuff. You're almost a little bit surprised to actually hear that anyone there is actually sick. It sounds like a little Garden of Eden. But you've been yeah.
Sorry?
You've just been traveling for such an awfully long time. You sit down for a spell and you look around. You let your feet, your little toesies, rest for a bit.
Oh, well, that sounds like a very lovely idea. You can't work up too much of a sweat, otherwise you'll lose all your minerals.
And then you die.
That you do. That you do. We don't need any more of that now, do we?
And as you sit down, almost out of nowhere, roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, alright. Do dexterity.
You hear very rapidly, you hear flapping from behind you, and you duck down as a massive swarm of ravens fly up, just like almost fly by near you. But as you pull yourself up from the floor, in their wake is this rolling fog that now completely encases your trail behind you.
Well, that seems rather toxic. I best get on my way then.
Alrighty. You continue forward, saying, "Oh well, it's probably just some weird magical weather. That's not too uncommon, right?"
I should say.
As you continue forward, almost like a stalker, one for one, this mist is matching your pace. Every time occasionally you look back, and it's almost as if it's walking with you.
Well, normally I like having a bit of company as a travel companion, but if I know my ominous weather, and I don't, this doesn't seem like a good company pal to me. I start actually trying to flap my wings to fly a bit.
Okay. Are you a Kenku or are you a Arakakra?
Arakakra!
Okay. You begin to flap your wings, and sure enough, you're able to fly, the same as always. As you get as you do get a little bit more higher into the air, there is roll a perception check real fast.
Perception. Persuasion, performance, perception.
Natural 20. As you fly above the tree lines, these twisted, gnarled branches almost look like they're trying to reach out for you. But as you fly above them, you look behind, and it's just a wall of mist. Higher than you could ever fly. Almost like this very mist encases the very sky above you, blotting out the sun. Or the moon. You're not sure what time of day it is. It's surprisingly got dark very fast.
Oh no. Aw. Well, either I'm really glad to have my mask on today, or the madness is setting in again. Oh no. Why does Dredgery always come up every day?
But yeah, with that natural 20, you once again look down towards your trail. And just a little bit further ahead of you, there's a campfire. As well as over a dozen little beady red eyes looking up at you.
Well, I best have a look-see over here. If that wall's just following me, as much as I move, well, can always be safe with the most light. So I'll just head on down over there.
Do you fly towards it, or do you get to the ground first?
Well, just in case those beady eyes also have grabby hands like these trees, I'll just swoop down to see what's up.
Okay. Without much delay, you continue forward, racing towards the light, being a little more mindful of, now that you get a closer look, the almost hundreds of ravens that are currently eyeing you up in the sky.
Oh, well, good. ahead. Those guys should be great pals to keep me safe. They always know a good spot.
Yeah. Anyway, with our final player,
Mm-hmm.
tell us, what you doing?
Now,
Johnny?
Rose has been around quite a bit. He's, well, he spent most of his very long days hunting the most strange of game. Monsters, demons, whatever. He's not exactly a stranger to this sort of situation. He's currently following a lead he heard in one of the more populated areas. So, cloaked entirely, head almost the only thing visible, weapons, vial, all hidden behind his nice thick cloak. He's heading off.
Good hunting, good hunter.
Mhm.
As you are currently on a little bit of a side quest. Tales of werewolves in a nearby forest have been caught wreaking havoc. But that you're basically your only lead. You travel forward, ready to do what you do best. You've been tracking these, what you assume were werewolf tracks for quite some time now, until eventually you were met by a forest. As you step forward, almost as if a trap itself had been strung, mist begins to seep out behind every corner and crevice of this forest, just out of
Ah,
reach,
shit, not again.
as the trail behind you is encased in mist. You have no choice but to go forward. Please, roll me a survival check real fast.
He's sort of gripping his hidden sickle while this craziness has just started. You said perception?
Survival.
Survival. All right. I do not have good survival. I got 21.
Alright. You're still on the trail. Even with this weird mist rolling in, it doesn't hamper your ability to keep tracking. Eventually, you do find an actual proper road. As, almost on cue, the footprints from before disappear and are replaced by carriage tracks.
Hmm.
And you begin to follow them until eventually you see a single glow of a campfire just up ahead.
Probably a trap. All I got. I'll head towards it reluctantly.
Alrighty. As each of you follow the light, you hear the very gentle hum of what sounds like a simple caravan. A single fire is played as jovious people play music, laugh, and be merry. The four of you first meet each other out in the roads as... Sorry, I keep forgetting that. Beloved, you see a strange-looking man in a dark cloak and an eye patch, as well as what looks like a human-sized bird. Also a man cloaked in, like, head to toe in what looks like he belongs in Bloodborne, essentially. The rest of you guys see a lady in a bloody dress dragging a mace with her. with a little bit of a deranged look in her eyes.
Oh god.
Mm.
She walks towards them without breaking stride.
Oh, it seems my helpful crows, or midnight angels, certainly have provided some new friends to help. Ma'am, do you need some help?
She continues walking towards them.
Well, coming towards me sure does sound like a yes.
She's gripping her mace very tightly.
Swiftly, Rose casts Blade Ward on himself. Just reflexively.
He just backs up away from her.
And his other hand is still on his weapon, ready to pull it if need be.
Oh, no
Beloved-
need to get all defensive, madam. He cast some of that.
Okay.
What class are you?
He's a doctor.
What would Beloved roll to try and get out of this?
I believe Maximilian Earthen Grasp is a strength save.
Oh,
Oh no.
unfortunate for him.
Yeah, that basically... I'm pretty sure that's higher than your DC, Dr. Pepper. As
Yeah,
you try and, like, okay, this is getting a little out of hand, maybe I just kind of put a little distance between us. As out of the earth, you're actually surprised, because instead of a normal earth and clay gauntlet that you usually summon, instead is this giant fucking skeletal hand that goes to grip Beloved. But without even skipping a beat, Beloved, you just backhand this giant skeleton hand out of the way as it clatters to the floor.
Fantastic. Okay. She keeps walking forward until she's among them, and then just walks past them without ever acknowledging them.
I see. This is going to be one of those characters.
Rose looks down checks their footprints to see if they're at all resembling what he had been tracking.
You don't even have to roll. It's very clearly that she is not the target that you've been tracking. Her very dainty humanoid feet does not match the paw prints that you've been tracking lately.
Pardon my intrusion, fellows, but, you all wouldn't happen to know anything about that dark, ominous cloud reaching up from hell to punch God in the face?
A very accurate description.
Oh, really?
I mean, all things considered.
Right?
I mean, all things considered, yeah, that's a pretty accurate description. But yes, the Arakakra in the Plague Doctor mask asks the two of more social characters.
I can roll an Arcana, maybe.
Yeah,
See.
I probably would. He might. I don't know if he's seen them possibly in his travels. Oh, my int is garbage.
Garbaggio. Rose, you have never seen something like this before, and with your experience with magical fuckery, even this is kind of a stretch, as this thing gives off bad vibes altogether.
Well, it's fucking evil, I can tell you that.
Yeah. Bernard. Alright. Bernardus?
Burn.
Oh,
Be good.
Burns. I'll just call you Burn.
Yeah, burn. It's fine.
Burn, you look up at this mist, and with that 24 in Arcana, again, a secret is revealed to you.
Oh.
As you look into and peer into the mist, something peers back for you. That same tingling sensation in your missing eye begins to envelop your mind. These lands are cursed, forsaken by the gods, and all those who dare travel to be either foolish enough or brave enough to venture forth.
Or just be unlucky enough.
Regardless,
No.
you know you're not getting out of this place by walking through this mist.
Is the bride still walking away from us?
She's walking towards the campfire.
That's where we were all going.
Yeah, so I figure she just came up behind you and just sort of trudged forward.
Gotcha. Burn will turn to the other two men and be like, we won't find anything else out in the mist. It would be wise to sit together. And then he'll just turn and start walking towards the campfire.
Hmm.
I don't have a choice, do I?
Nope.
Well, there's only one tank in this party, so
He sort of sighs and follows.
Hmm. Well, the crows never steered me wrong before.
you just hear a bunch of angry cawing from the trees.
And a
As he
flashback.
continues to miscall the ravens crows,
Yep.
One more time.
your character keeps calling the ravens crows.
Yeah.
All right.
Angry.
But as the lot of you continue forward, beloved, you inevitably make your way towards this camp, and nonplussed, no one seems to give you much mind. They're kind of just enjoying doing their own thing as you stand by the campfire.
Beloved continues to ignore other people just as they're ignoring her, and just kind of stands close enough to the fire that it starts drying her out, just staring into the flames, the blank expression.
Eventually, the lot of you do catch up with beloved, this more than likely not mentally okay lady. She looks like she's seen some shit.
Just a tad.
Hmm.
Like, yeah, for real, Burn, you don't even need your eye to tell you that secret.
Nope. But she's fine. For now. As long as she's in front of me.
And don't bother. People get like that. We'll be fine.
Aw, the poor dear must have escaped from the asylum. That's what happens to the more aggressive ones anyway. Well, no worry, dear. And he just, pats her shoulder. We'll get you to a good place to deal with those nasty thoughts of yours.
They'll get you a nice hole in your head
Uh,
to drain the thoughts.
Beloved very slowly turns to stare at them, and I'm gonna roll intimidation, but it doesn't super matter what the results are. There we go. Might take a minute for the results to show up.
Nat 20, nat 20, nat 20.
I could counter intimidation. I have a plus 10 in that
Jesus.
because of expertise.
I mean, again, at this point, it's just for flavor. If you guys could roll wisdom saves to see how freaked out you are.
I got a nat 20.
Aw.
Yeah, Burn, you're like, maybe don't provoke her. Don't do that. Let's not do that. But these two are either oblivious or they're confident in their own abilities.
He gets up and moves to the other side of the campfire.
Ma'am, I have seen worse than you without a curse. Now, just don't try that.
Hmm. You certainly do seem the more adept at wilderness there with your fine weaponry. And you're looking at the ground, at paw and footprints. Are you in search of someone, my good sir?
Not someone, something.
Oh, something. That sounds much more tantalizing.
As the lot of you are conversing and talking, eventually one of the caravanners look over to you and smile and say, "Aye, it is not often we get many visitors, and not ones that we ourselves have invited."
Oh, hello, good sir. Glad to see these caravans are full of life. How goes it with you this... He looks up at the sky, but then back down. This fine evening.
Oh, it's but a lovely night, wouldn't you say?
Oh, fuck, you got too scared.
I could say, sure. Actually, you wouldn't happen to know anything about these woods by chance? They seem a little bit, defensive.
But it's a very common situation. A lot. It comes with the territory of Barovia.
Oh, this is Barovia?
Well, yes. Couldn't you tell?
Well, I was told through my patient's description it was, greener?
As you say that, a lot of them just kind of laugh, like out loud. A lot of them are like, perhaps once it was greener, but as of recent millennia, it's been a while, so to speak.
Can I give the carriage and guy a once over?
Sure, go ahead.
To see if there's anything suspicious going on.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
All right, 16 perception.
You notice his organs are all spilled out on the floor.
Nah, that ain't too strange. That happens a lot.
And he's. You notice one thing weird with this guy. He looks healthy, looks happy, but you can tell his eyes are slightly sunken in. Like the rest of his body.
Feeling this isn't quite normal.
You can tell that there's something going on, but it's hard to tell.
This whole time his hand has not left his sickle. He is not taking chances.
Ooh.
Come now. Warm yourself by the fire. You're in the company of the Vistani.
Right.
Stanny? Well, it's a pleasure to meet you and your clan, sir. I am the good Dr. Peppers at your service.
Yes, I could go for the Dr. Pepper right about now. That'd be lovely, thank you.
The one soft drink in Barovia, Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, well, that's more my father's doing as a cure-all. I unfortunately don't have any on hand at the moment.
What a shame. We've had to go with Mr. Pibb for quite some time now.
Oh, that watered-down slog. Well, I suppose it doesn't matter whatever you can get for what ails ya.
With that, a lot of the... Oh, yes?
No, you.
With that, the man introduces himself. He is... Most of the Vistani introduce themselves as traveling nomads. They've... More than often than not, they travel across Barovia as wanderers, so to speak. Never staying around for more than too long.
Oh.
But they offer you... They offer you some advice. As one of them says, "So, with a lot of you being so new, and frankly, I can't tell if you're simply unlucky or, well, brave. We'll call it bravery. Brave enough to come to Barovia. There's probably a few things you lot need to know before you travel these lands."
Oh. Is it, well, a little more treacherous than expected? I've already seen the trees, and, well, between you and me and them, this widowed bride over here could use a nice hands-on inspection.
Rule 1, have fun. Rule 2, just be yourself.
Well, that is a good way to live by. But more importantly, you need to know who to address. Very important while you're traveling these lands is you know who's the top dog, so to speak. Barovia is ruled by the king, Strahd. Comes from a royal bloodline, actually. Many years ago, we had helped his family during a rather risque scenario with an opposing kingdom. Luckily, he remembers that little favor we did, and we are able to travel freely. However, not all can be said the same for others. Do be mindful. Respectful, even. As he looks over towards Beloved. With that in mind, perhaps keep a close eye upon your friend here. He's been known to find the occasional consort.
Oh, well, yes, of course. We wouldn't dream of having my new companion come to any harm. She's just a little weary from her travels, probably, it seems.
With that in
He's
mind,
glad the red has been a whore in church. Nothing good comes from a mysterious royal bloodline.
With that in mind... Oh, sorry. What'd you say, Reed?
You go ahead. No, you go ahead. Sorry.
Alrighty. With that in mind, Barovia has fallen from grace, so to speak, and is currently of need of aid, but very little people are actually able to provide help.
Well, none need worry more, sir. I have quite the experience with such dreary subject matters. And people dying. So I'm sure I have what you may need to help in these dreadful times.
Well, as of right now, Barovia is currently, what's the right word to say it, cursed, so to speak?
I see.
Yes. Long story short, the gods, they don't really favor us anymore. There's something about, something up top, a little bit of our heads. We're not really much to pay much attention to that sort of things. We're only here to travel, so to speak. A few of our other caravans have gotten a little bit carried away, so to speak. So, just be mindful of that in the future. Vistani have a little bit of a reputation to uphold. But more importantly, there is one thing we, the Vistani, make a habit of saying to each adventuring party that manages to wander their way into these lands. As he says that, he pulls out from his back pocket 4 invitations. The king himself, Strahd. I believe he would very much like to see you eventually.
Yeah, I'm sure he would.
Well,
The invitation
I'm sure.
isn't
Sorry.
mandatory, but we do implore you to potentially seek him out. As a courtesy.
Why- Well, that sounds like a good time to get acquainted with someone so I can better help my future patients.
Yes, he's, poor man. I'm certain that you'll find in these lands many people needing aid. Regardless, one final parting gift before we part ways. Sorry, I'm looking over notes again to see if I'm getting names right. To go back and forth, back and forth. Wish I had these tabbed. That's what I get for buying an like printing out the book and not just going a digital copy.
Hey, it's cool, man. I'm like going by the skin of my teeth.
As a little bit of a customary, parting gift before we part our ways. Would you like to have a bit of fortune telling? Madame Eva is very good at predicting your future.
You know, I was just about to ask if you were a bunch of traveling fortune tellers. Gypsies, if you will.
Say that word.
Wait, is gypsies actually a bad word now?
Yeah.
Not really
It's
liked
sorta-
anymore.
It's
Yeah.
It's discouraged.
It's just-
Really?
yeah.
Wow.
I think it's like prejudice towards Romanians, but this is, I mean, this word is describing exactly what the Vistani are.
Yeah.
This is pretext, so, you know, if YouTube's got a problem with it, then oh well.
Huh.
Regardless, yes, Madame Eva has quite a track record, actually. She's actually quite very good at reading your fortune. Burn, with that 20 insight, you get the feeling that this guy is picking his words very carefully.
Like someone's listening to him.
Potentially, but he's saying it in a way he's talking to you guys like he's trying to not upset his like distant relative who doesn't fully understand something and he doesn't want to make them upset or something. Not because he's telling you this to, oh hey, you can screw this guy over if you go here or whatever. He's saying like he genuinely said, hey, maybe do this for a while. It'll be good for everybody. Give it a chance. With that history check, beloved, what were you trying to figure out?
She was trying. When he said the name Strahd, that sort of pinged a little bell in her mind, and she was struggling to remember where she'd heard that name before.
The name means nothing to you, at least not right now.
Okay.
With that in mind, do you choose to seek out Madame Eva's clairvoyance?
Sure.
I think that once she's dried out, she's just going to kind of follow the other three because she can't think of a reason not to.
Oh. Let's see. Just out of curiosity, looking at this bride, is she like dripping with blood?
No, her clothes are bloodstained.
Oh, that's much different, isn't it?
Yeah, she looks like she just walked out of a butchery.
Hmm. I'd like to just like walk right up to her and look her in the eye for just a smidge examination.
I will say that with that 16, you can tell that she's unharmed, or at least whatever harm has been done to her physically has healed. She's just like, the lights are on, nobody's home.
Well, you seem to be all right physically, for the most part anyway. Why don't you join us, madam, for a little fun game with some fun, fancy folk?
She doesn't say anything. She just sort of stands there staring at him.
Sounds like a good time then. And he pats her on the head. Boop.
No reaction. But if they're going to see the leader, then she will follow them.
Alright. The Vistani takes you to this very humble-looking tent. Inside is this hobbled older lady. She looks up from the deck of cards that she's currently shuffling. As she looks up to you, you see only one good eye on her, as the other has been fogged over. She's cloaked in several scattered rags, but still managed to look good, appropriate. She's right at home with the rest of the Vistani, as she says, you have arrived. Come, children. It's time for your fortune. As she shoos off a couple of the other kids who are around her. You know,
Aww.
they were getting their own fortune tellings done. As one of them says, "Ooh, yay, I'm gonna marry a princess. Nuh-uh, I'm gonna marry the princess. Yeah, your princess is in another castle." As they kind of they run off to go play.
Oh, it's been so long since I've seen a cheery family. How charming. Yes, but thank you for seeing us, madam. We're in a... I think me and the others agree we're in a strange bit of a predicament and could use a bit of guidance at the moment.
Yes, your journey will be long and treacherous in these lands. I see a lot of you. I'll tell you this much. It'll be very important. The four of you stick together.
Oh.
Very little comfort will come to those who are not fully human. And these lands are not to be traveled alone. Very rarely will anyone survive here.
That doesn't sound good.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But come, let's just see what the cards say. As we begin to shuffle out a deck of cards, and I will start doing your card reading as I use real-life tarot cards.
Whoa!
You
Spooky.
hear that, audience? You are getting the most out of your money right now.
I mean, heck yeah. Freaking A, that sounds awesome.
Alright. She places down 5 cards onto the table in a cross-like fashion. As he points over and flips over one of the cards. This card tells of history. Knowledge of an ancient will help you better understand your enemy. On that card, the treasure is hidden in a small castle beneath the mountain, guarded by amber giants. Make sure to write these down, as she shows you the 5 of stars.
Oh, okay. Let's see. 4 stars card. Okay.
5 stars.
Damn. It's terrible.
Here, I'll add it.
I did it.
5 of stars.
Oh, there.
On this
And
card,
something about amber giants.
yes.
Yes.
Beneath the mountain.
Yeah. What she said, the treasure is hidden in a small castle beneath a mountain, guarded by amber giants.
Okay.
She then picks over the most northern card, the second card. This card tells of a powerful force for good and protection, a holy symbol of great hope. Alright. She flips it over, and it is the Master of Coins, the Rogue. I see a nest of ravens. There you will find the prize.
Oh, sweet.
A whole nest of them? Oh, goody. Those things are always so helpful, usually at finding me bodies.
All right, it's written down.
She points to a third, the rightmost card set. This is a card of power and strength. It tells of a weapon of vengeance, a sword of sunlight. And with that, it is... Knight of Cups, looking that up. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Sorry, I mixed in both the major arcana and the minor arcana, so I'm having to read out this stuff.
The major one has bigger explosions.
Minus the ones that are like playing card suits almost, I think. The majors are the personas.
Sorry, the tarot cards that I have don't match up to the tarot cards for Ravenloft, and one for one, so I'm having to translate a lot.
No, it's alright. I never read Ravenloft.
That would be the point of this campaign. It'd be pretty shitty if everyone knew all the tricks.
It's just me, though.
Reed has read them.
That's why you're your subclass. That's why you get an unfair advantage. It's built into your class. So that way you can justify it.
So, like, I've been in a Ravenloft campaign for the past, like, I don't know, 9 years.
9 years?
It's been going on a while.
Oh, God. I forgot 9 years was a while ago.
I started in high school.
started back when afros were in fashion.
Well, that's when Reed was in high school.
How dare you?
And
Well,
you were in high school, Wyatt.
how dare you?
All right, the
Well-
third card is the Master of Stars, the Wizard.
Whoa!
Look for the wizard's tower on a lake. Let the wizard's name and servant guide you to that which you seek.
God damn it. Hate that friggin' wizard's tower. Alright. Got it.
Reed, do you know these codes? Like,
I read the entire book, man. I've read it cover to cover.
Nerd.
Yeah.
Nerd reading. Imagine knowing how to read. Couldn't be me.
all right. She then points to the southernmost card. This card shall lead you to one who will help you greatly in the battle against the darkness. Alright, now I have to search for major arcanas now.
Well, while you search for that, I am gonna just like cast detect thoughts while I boop the back of the bride's head.
Okay. So are you diving deeper, or are you just doing surface thoughts?
The surface thoughts are the safest kind.
Alright, so she won't be able to know that you're prying into it. So, beloved, what are your surface level thoughts?
Well, first of all, she's thinking, I think I'm distantly related to some Vistani. I wonder if that matters to them. Then she's still trying to think of where she knows the name Strahd from, because she knows she's heard it somewhere before. And then, inevitably, her thoughts descend back into her mantra of murder, voodoo, murder, people, murder, 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 voodoo, murder, murder, murder.
And I pull my hand back, put it down to my side, and move a little way to Fernandez.
Very
Alright.
wise decision.
You, the fourth card is
Yes.
Innocent, the Queen of Hearts. I see a young man with a kind heart, a mother's boy. He is strong in body but weak in mind. Seek him out in the village of Barovia.
Hell yeah. All right. Fantastic.
Oh, thank you for that information, madam. That's exactly what I had in mind. I was just more or less wondering a way out of these misty woods, really than a treasure or prize.
And she's not done. She points over to the last card.
Oh, okay.
The fifth and final card remaining. As she says, with this final card, this will lead to your exit. It's the only way you're ever gonna get out of here. And she points over to you, Pepper.
I look at the card and
Alright.
Queen of Hearts, you say?
That was the fourth card. Your fifth card.
But it just like shrinks to her pointing old finger, like.
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm surprised the surface level thoughts didn't include I want a June in spring and a soon.
Her love of grooving has died with her husband.
Oh no.
Your enemy is a creature of darkness, whose powers are beyond mortality. This card will lead you to him. As she
Bad.
flips over and shows the King of Clubs, Donjon? I don't know if I'm saying that right. I feel stupid.
Yeah, it's basically pronounced dungeon.
Dungeon.
Yeah.
As she says, search for the troubled young man surrounded by wealth and madness. His home is his prison. Right, and last card.
All right.
Oh, all right then. If it's what's required to pass through, well, I've certainly seen stranger obstacles. Oh, actually, no, I think I haven't. Well, this is a talker then.
Right. She looks at the lot of you and says, you'll see how well the lot of you survive in these lands. For now, our caravan will be moving shortly. Should you choose to continue forward.
I'm gonna say that Beloved reaches into the pocket of her belt and withdraws 1 gold coin and gently sets it down on the table.
Oh, dear. There's no need for that. You've already paid the price.
Ooh, ominous.
With good company?
Your company is very much appreciated. A welcome distraction.
Aw, well, glad we could help out then. Well, you heard the last, lads. Let's say, well, I don't mean to assume nothing, but what do you say you find gents and help me out with, find a way out of here?
Your journey begins just up the road. Be mindful, though. A word of advice as you travel. Be sure not to harm any ravens. But with that, Madame Eva seems tired in her old age as she slumps back into her chair. I always get so sleepy after a reading. Do be careful. May our journeys pass again. And she simply nods off.
All right. Well, that was informative.
Huh. What a helpful lady.
Vern looks a little unsure, looking back at her, but doesn't say anything.
Alright. Do you all leave the tent?
I guess so, yeah.
Alright. As you all exit the tent, it's surprisingly quiet all of a sudden. You look around and no one is around. The tents and the fire is still going, the tents are up, but everyone seemed to have just disappeared.
Oh. Oh dear. Oh just to check in with the rest of y'all, but was everything here before that's now not, or am I crazy?
With that
I get used to it.
with that insight, you're like, oh, shrug.
Yeah.
That's one secret you won't be able to find out, unfortunately.
Right now.
You look back, and the tent that Madame Eva was also in has seemed to have gone empty.
Oh,
I suggest we go up the road and into town before something else finds its way here.
Well, that call to the wild seems like not good. Like, I don't want to pick up the phone on it, so yes. Good idea.
Beloved turns towards the sound of the howl, and she kind of tenses, like she wants to go in that direction. But when the rest of you start walking away, she looks back at the three of you, then towards the sound, and decides to walk after the three of you.
Yeah. And Dr. Pepper's is like not even gonna. Well, I don't want to say keep you on a leash, but just like tries to make sure that you stay with the group, and it's just like, now, dear, no need to worry. The good doctor has you in mind, and will take good care of you.
Alright. With that in mind, a lot of you begin to travel. Only the occasional howl in the distance can be really heard, apart from the ravens that flutter from tree to tree. Until eventually, the trees begin to clear out. And peering through the mist off in the distance, you see this towering mass. A structure so high that it blocks out what little light there is in this realm, as it looms over this very small and decrepit village. Upon reaching a little bit closer, there you do see one almost ironically placed up welcome sign that reads Barovia.
Oh, fantastic! I've reached my destination. I best look for my dear patient I was hired to come visit.
Yes, you're...
I get the feeling that they're not gonna exactly be what you think.
Oh? And what do you think I think?
Well, every other aspect of what you've been told has been shown to be wrong.
At what point has anything been wrong?
He just kind of gestures around. Like, do you see the color green?
No. I suppose not. I guess it's out of season.
Alright.
He just kind of sighs and waves his hand. No.
So, Dr. Pepper, your current client is said to be the burgomaster of this village, actually.
Oh.
So, more than likely, it's going to be the, I guess, the would-be village governing official, so to speak.
Well, that's just wunderbar. We can all just go to the Burgermeister, give him a little checkup, and tell him of the goings-on that we're traveling with.
Alrighty.
If you care to accompany me.
Well, I mean, Beloved has nothing else planned, so she's just gonna follow the group.
Burn knows to stay in numbers, or else he will die. Probably.
Most definitely.
Most definitely.
And he may know the thing that you're hunting, dear hunter.
Johnny.
Johnny! A splendid day it is to meet you.
Wait a
He
minute.
goes to-
Wait a
Whoop.
minute. Did you seriously make your character Johnny Dark Souls?
No, his name is literally Rose Johnny Georgia, but it's pronounced different. California.
I'm sorry. When I heard Johnny, I was like, wait, what? And how you described your character. Sorry.
He's Johnny, the one who slayed a devil.
Well, let's make it 2. Yes, as you guys are walking in, almost immediately, like a clam shutting its shell, people scatter.
Oh.
Get in.
You look around. The doors are shut tight. Blinds are folded in. Anyone brave enough to actually look outside are glaring as they look at the 4 new people who have stumbled into town.
Beloved is used to this.
No need to worry, folks. The good doctor and his assistants are here to help.
You are met with silence as you are left to kind of wander as best you can.
Probably wise to look for the biggest, most authoritarian type of house there is for the Burgermeister man.
Alrighty. Go ahead and roll me a survival check.
Everyone?
Yes.
No. Come on,
Right.
Bridezilla.
Yeah.
She just wanders to him.
As you walk forward, everyone is like looking around saying, hey, what's going on? Beloved, you look around and you beeline it for what looks like the most important looking house. With that, a lot of you follow Beloved to a simple home. As I am looking up notes.
I just chase after her.
With that in mind, do you knock on the door?
Beloved's going to kick it a couple of times.
Okay, roll a strength check.
Okay.
Oh, I'm scared.
If roll 20 would hurry.
That one.
Aww.
You stub your toe, and for a brief moment, you all see a bit of emotion on Beloved's face. You're like, God damn it! Well, she's dressed for a wedding, not for combat, but, you know. Those shoes weren't really meant for bashing indoors, and, well, they weren't really meant...
Burn will just
Yeah.
go on. Burn will just step forward and use the knocker on the door.
Now, madam, that's not very ladylike. You've got to conserve your energy. Why don't you let me hold on to that, mace of yours?
You hit again, and you got another nat 1.
Wow.
No. This time she's using her uninjured foot to step on the doctor's foot.
You miss, and you step on your other foot.
Yeah, you go in for another stomp on Dr. Pepper's foot, but his weird feet, like talons, aren't like normal feet. You kind of stomp in between the toesies.
The toesies. But he does try to take that weapon of yours. So what do I roll for that?
Opposing grapple or opposing strengths to disarm someone, I guess. But
Strength.
as the bird and the bride are currently having at it, Burn, you're not on this decrepit-looking mansion, all things considered. As this place looks like it's seen some better days. Most of the yard work looks like it's cluttered with weeds, and any exposed metal that would be around this place is just rusted up to shit.
Ew.
And not to mention, this place looked like it once was on fire? Potentially multiple times.
Oof. Looks like I got my work cut out for me. Mr. Hunter, you have a keen eye, it seems. You wouldn't happen to know, what's going on in there?
I look like an architect.
As you're saying that, you do hear something click above you guys.
Oh.
As you hear someone from the inside say, "What business do you have here?"
Actually, I'm gonna bust out what I have from my background. All eyes on you.
Oh.
Now, sir, we are not from around here, as you can probably tell, and we would just like to ask, what is... The people here seem mighty skittish. Do you happen to know why? We're just looking for a certain patient for a friend of mine. See here, he's a doctor, and he's on a house call, if you may.
The doctor. No, not again. Listen. There was no need for... Whatever writing you had received, it was forged. The Burgomaster did not call for anyone.
Sounds about right.
But you are outsiders, yes?
Yes. Stolen by the miss.
You hear another click as a few of the doors open up. As this rather... what looks like to be one of the assistants of the estate opens up. As he says, "A lot of you are in grave danger."
What am I not?
As he motions for you all to, well, first things first, he basically grabs a bowl of some kind with some water in it, and he hands it to you lot, as he says, "Dip your fingers first."
Dip, 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 dip.
Sliding his hand out from like under his cloak for pretty much the first time. It's kind of hairy, but he does dip his fingers in and then pulls it back in.
Beloved does so by dipping her ring finger in.
Bird.
He...
I rolled an insight.
That 22 in insight, you look at the bowl, you look at the water. This guy has not invited you guys in. It's holy water.
Gotcha. He does the dipping as well.
He takes note of each of you. noticing that none of you seem to have burned from touching the
Right.
water. As he says,
Yeah.
"Very well. We'll come inside. Hurry."
Area?
The interior of this mansion is well furnished, all things considered, despite its mixed signals from the outside. However, many of the fixtures show signs of great wear. Notable oddities are the boarded up windows and presence of holy symbols almost everywhere. You know how a lot of people have like crosses in like their houses? Well, imagine that times 30.
So a normal white Christian family. in the
Exactly.
South. Got it.
God, isn't it just like hilarious when you see someone like just a couple who are such into the fan base that they have a whole wall covered in crosses.
The fan base. I love calling it that.
I mean, yeah.
Also, it's important to remember that these aren't just like crosses. This is every holy symbol from any god that they hope would protect them.
So
Yeah.
you seem pretty devoted.
We take. It's for protection.
Oh, well, are you protecting yourselves from grime, filth, and other such funguses? Because, just as a recommendation, you may want to do a bit of a rub down.
Barovia is not exactly in the best of conditions. And we can't. There's not much we can really do about it as of right now. Or ever. But perhaps you can help. But before that, I'm going to need to see some proof. I need to make sure that I can fully trust you.
Dr. Peppers pulls out his medical license.
Not that.
Is it just a piece of paper that says I can do doctor things?
Yes. But it's written very fancily.
It has a little smiley face on it too.
and the Dr. Pepper's company brand logo in the corner.
Wonderful.
He motions to you all as he looks outside the windows one last time before closing the blinds. Tell me, what of these lands do you actually know?
Well, I saw wolf tracks earlier, but they seem to have turned into a carriage.
It's not uncommon. There are indeed wolves and all manner of monsters running amok in the mist.
Can I roll history?
Go ahead.
It all began 1,000 years ago.
The name Barovia is a little obscure from what rituals and divination that you have done just in the downtime that you've been here. You know that this entire area is ruled by, by Strahd. And there's some great darkness and just flat out evilness that's lurking around this area.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you say werewolves?
And more.
And more.
No. The doctor starts clutching at his mask very anxiously. I don't much care for those, no.
Well, if you do not care for that, then you're certainly not going to care for the fact that we're all trapped here. Forever.
Trapped? I just came in here yesterday. Can't I just walk back out the other way?
Whoever travels through the mist, they either never come back or they end up dead. It's impossible to leave.
Well, that doesn't make much sense. I haven't died yet, and I've seen a lot of people die.
Yeah, well. You may have an even better chance with the amount of vampires that are in this area.
Oh, vampires? Sir, good sir, I think you may need your head examined. The mist seems to be giving you quite the delusions, it seems.
He simply shakes his head as he looks over to the lot of you. You all want to get out, yes? You want to be able to leave?
After seeing my patient?
He rolls his eyes and he goes over to one corner of the room and pulls out a drawer. There is a corpse that is very finely decorated with flowers. What little flowers there are in Barovia seem to have gone to garnishing this body.
Something tells me you ain't gonna cure him.
He opens a drawer?
Basically, a small, like, off covey. You get the feeling that this body is, just from your medical practitioner, this body is being preserved in a sense that, hey, make sure that this body does not come back.
I'm guessing you mean like those things they would have in morgues, the big
Exactly, yes.
pull-out things.
Also, in case anyone is wondering, the flowers in question would probably be wild roses, which can keep a vampire trapped in its coffin, and garlic flowers, which repel vampires.
God damn, that's awesome. Yeah. But, I believe... I do, like, a little examination to see, like, what he died of. Like, I just, like, go over to him and I'm like, oh, no. Oh, that's not a good job that I can do.
You notice 2 puncture wounds on the neck, as well as a stake through the heart.
Mm.
And who is this?
The Burgermeister.
Burgermeister
who are
Meisterburger?
Thank you.
And who are you then?
I am but a simple servant of the house, and all that remains. This is the DM saying that I don't know every NPC in this story.
Dude, it's fine. And
Faking it, or like he killed him or something.
Yeah, very clearly, with how precautious this guy is right now, he's innocent. Like, he's legitimately
He's just
trying
a corpse watcher.
He's trying to protect this house, essentially. And with that insight, you get the feeling he's trying to protect someone else as well.
Is there no one else in the house?
Not at the moment. My lady.
You say at the moment.
He continues. This is my lady. My lady. She is at the church right now. He looks at a lot of you. He's gonna roll an insight. Good enough. He says to a lot of you, are destined to see some misfortune regardless. And as they say, there's production in numbers. You don't have to. You certainly won't be you're not the first adventurers to pass by. And I doubt there's a strong chance you won't be the last. But I beg you. My lady, she needs help. She's in more danger than anyone else in Barovia right now.
And why is that?
Because a psychotic monster is currently trying to hunt her down, kill her, and turn her into a corpse bride.
Okay, at that, Beloved suddenly abruptly turns around and crosses the distance between them in an instant and stares at the guy's eyes. And for the first time, you hear her speak in this croaky, kind of unused voice. What?
I'm picturing Red from Us. That sort of croaky. That
Yes.
He's a little off-put by your sudden heel turn. He straightens himself up a little bit as he says, "Yes, Strahd von... God damn it. Strahd von Zarovich, the king of these cursed lands, a vampire himself. He seeks my lady."
No.
Well, we don't really have much of a say in it.
What was that, miss?
She seems to be visibly upset by this. And she's clutching her mace very tightly, and you can actually see her entire body trembling with rage. And she looks at the servant and says, "Church, there."
It's just up the road. Before I can send you to her, I need to make sure that you are trustworthy. And with that, I need you to do this town some service.
Okay.
Alright. He looks outside the window once more. Far too many of the people here in Barovia are too afraid to leave their homes. And even more afraid to help those in need, my lady being one of them. She's been marked for, well, Strahd. He aims to force her to be his bride. Apparently, she resembles a past love. A little too much. He's become obsessed with her. No one in the village dare protect her, or harm her. At least they incur the wrath of Strahd. I seek to protect her myself, but he looks over to the Burgermeister's corpse. We are but simple men. You adventurers. More often than not, Strahd takes an interest in the lot of you. You come into Barovia not knowing what your fate awaits you, and he toys with you. A simple game of cat and mouse, watching you struggle. I've seen it before, and more than likely it'll happen again. But for now, I need to make sure that you're actually going to be worth our time. I need to know that you aren't just going to die the first moment you set foot out in this world. Further up the road, there are 2 children who need your help. Go to them. See what you can do. If you can put them at ease, then I can trust you.
All right.
Hmm. You know what, sir? I come from a small village where the town was ravaged by sickness, madness, and all kinds of ills. My mask protected me just fine from it. I have a lot of cure-alls and flowers in here, mostly black okra. So, I think I can make a pretty clear examination that this whole town is just covered in this toxic madness ravaged by the mists. You killed my patient here, points to the drawer, and this poor woman here has befallen some sort of worst of the worst of this sickness, and I am going to report what goings on here are happening to the nearest medical authority to deal with this circumstance. And if you'll excuse me, I will be now leaving. He starts hopping out of there.
Do you
Just-
mean like little bird hops like you'd see from a sparrow?
Yes.
Excellent.
Just hop, 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 hop.
It's like a broken hand, so it causes things on the wall to like shake.
By the way, great. Did Beloved see anything with that nat 20 in perception?
Other than the fact that this place is just this house has more protection than like divine protection than most churches, with the amount of holy symbols that this place has. With
Dang.
that natural 20, however, since you are indeed inside their house, I actually do need to check if there's anything you do see. Just
Okay.
let's see. Dimension.
It's honestly okay if she doesn't find anything useful. I was just thinking like maybe she sees a stray bouquet of flowers, of dried flowers, or a fallen holy symbol she could just take.
Unfortunately not. Most of the flowers, like how decrepit Barovia is, seems to have either gone to the Burgermeister's grave or is probably elsewhere, acting as some minor protection. There's a little cloves of garlic that are lining the doorways. However, you could probably, with a sleight of hand, you could easily swipe that.
Nah, that's okay. If there's nothing else, she'll just leave.
All right. So as Dr. Pepper, you storm out in your huff. The man simply rolls his eyes, is like, adventurers. As he waits. Should you complete this task, I will do whatever I can to see to it that you are well suited to survive these lands. If anything, I will be able to provide you with some aid and protection from this cursed land.
Okay. Well, Beloved wants to go toward the church right now to protect this woman, but she's also willing to jump through whatever hoops this guy's wanting to throw them through. She's an old-time adventurer, so she knows how it goes. Do the quest, to do the quest, to do the side quest, to get the thing you want.
All right. As for the rest of you, any input? Where do you go?
No,
I don't have anything to add.
not really. Vern will probably take the advice to try and find some of these kids, which were probably mentioned in the tarot card reading.
And Dr. Pippers just adjusts his little hat as he reaches the door and is like, "Sir, I am a medical professional, not a hobbyist that goes gallivanting around for hoopla." So I will not play your little mind games when you've clearly just taken advantage of this whole town for whatever nefarious, selfish purposes you may have. So I will be leaving, and Mrs. Bride, if you would like, I will happily escort you to a facility that can assist with your condition.
She just walks past him and goes in the direction that the house servant suggested they go.
Well then, Mr. Hunter, if you be so kind, I will pay you handsomely when I return with assistant. If you were to watch over that fine lady over there.
Me?
Yes.
Oh,
Mr. Johnny, was it?
yeah, okay. Mhm. He doesn't seem to be too intimidated by the weird acting lady.
Fantastic. Well, I'll see you all shortly then. He takes flight.
So is Dr. Pepper flying off by himself?
Yeah. He's gonna get out of this mist and go back to the. I imagine he comes from some sort of hospital-like facility.
Okay.
Rose quickly grabs him by the leg before he can get really off the ground. Did you not hear what we were told? Do not split up. That's a bad idea, especially now, probably.
Johnny, my good man, I respect your profession, but how to say this not offensively? You are being swindled, and the thing you are after is nothing more than a large wolf, if just a lion, or even a hyena, perhaps, that escaped from the zoo.
I don't think I have anything I can specially do for fun to make it funny, but just don't run off. It's a bad idea, especially in a place you don't know where anything is.
Like, yeah, Pepper, you distinctly remember this mist is so high up that you will not be able to fly over it. Like, you are. The only way out of here is if you go through the mist. And people, literally every single person who has told you this, says that it's a bad idea.
Yes, but everyone in the mist has obviously gone a bit mad because they are not protected like yours truly.
I intimidate him into stopping.
Oh.
Ignore the second one. The first one took a second and I clicked it again.
What do I roll?
Wisdom saving throw.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you're like, Johnny, you're like, okay, dude, for real, you're going to die. And just everything you say is just going over this bird brain's head.
Whatever, just go die then. I don't.
You just, yeah, eventually you're just like, you know what, fuck it, he'll learn eventually. And, Mr. Pepper, you fly off towards the mist. As you, go to seek out your escape. Seeing that your client is dead, you have no reason to stay here, and this place kind of sucks.
Sucks worse than me. I blow dicks.
You could find new clients here, you know. Burn shouts after him.
That's true. What sort of doctor would I be? And he, starts to flap back to the surface. What sort of professional would I be with my bedside manner if I were to leave so many obviously in-need patients?
Right.
Oh.
So why don't we follow her? Wasn't she one of your patients too?
Yeah.
Right
says,
you are, my Cyclops friend. Oh, sorry, what?
Yeah, as you all are having this conversation, the beloved has just been, like, she's on the warpath as she's going up the road. Quickly, you all, like, oh shit, we gotta follow as you stumble after her. The gravel road that travels through this village is, it's broken up to shit, and it kind of look like it hasn't received maintenance in a long time. A lot of the houses around here are completely, like, boarded up. Almost flat out abandoned. Until eventually, you do spot 2 children sitting on the side of the road, just on the outskirts of town. One of them is crying their eyes out. The other one is doing their best to comfort them. They are the only people that you see in this area.
Oh dear. Well, they certainly do seem in need of help. Hello? Dear children, are you alright over there?
One of them looks up. It's a fairly 10-year-old-ish girl. She looks a little ragged, as she herself looks exhausted. As she looks at the lot of you, a little freaked out because bird mask, not human. What is going on? As well as a corpse bride and a potential magic user.
That's probably the least offensive thing here.
Oh my god, he has one eye!
Yeah. She's currently holding an even younger boy with her, who is currently clutching onto what looks like a doll, as he's sobbing into it as they sit on the side. As the lot of you approach her, she does her best to calm down what you assume is her younger brother. As she looks up to the lot of you and says, Have you come to help? No one's helping. No one came.
What's happening?
There's a monster in our house. She points over to this tall brick row house that's probably seen some better days. The windows are dark. It's got a gated it's gated off, and the ground, like, much like everything else, looks like it's been beaten to shit. And or set on fire on multiple occasions.
Oh boy.
What sort of monster is this?
I don't know. Our parents just said that we needed to get out of there. But we couldn't get... They begin to stumble in their words as her little brother begins to kind of, like, almost shout, cry. The way a kid's just having a bad day. But she calms him down a little bit. They don't... The girl introduces herself as Rose, and this is her little brother named Thorn. We don't really know what the monster looks like. We didn't get a look at it. We just know we had to get out of there. Mom and Dad said that they were keeping it trapped in the basement. That we can't be near it until things get taken care of.
But everyone else? Is there one
Sorry.
of those, like, basement opening things? Like you know, like the 2 doors that you pull up and open?
The cellar door?
That's it, yeah. I mean, I never knew what the technical term for it was, yeah.
It's a cellar.
Is there one of those?
Let me look at the map real fast.
Oh, there's a map?
It's not been
Is it
shown
an
yet.
actual-
if my character doesn't if my character doesn't have a map, then I shouldn't either.
They say no. It's in the basement. The stairs inside lead down to it. But then Thorn begins to shout a little bit. But what about Walter? We didn't go get him, and Mom and Dad they don't even know. Like, they're down in the basement. What if something happened? As she shushes her little brother. Our baby brother, Walter. We think he's still in there. We think maybe Mom grabbed him, but we were told we're not supposed to come back. Not until things calm down, until they come get us.
Oh, no fret there, little ones. We'll sort this whole thing out for you, lickety-split. You just stay here and practice your cardio to get the spirits out.
She kind of...
Sorry, go ahead.
She kind of tilts her head like, what? It's a little confused, but then Thorn starts crying again, and she's like, oh, okay. Please. I don't... It's been so long. We don't know where our parents are right now. Please hurry.
I'm gonna say that Beloved approaches the door, and she brings up her mace to hit it, and then she thinks about it for a couple seconds, and then she just tries opening it.
Yeah, without any effort, the rusted iron gate that's around this house just kind of flops off to the side. All right, the map
Spooky
starts
house.
top left.
Spooky picture of a house. Ah, tiny.
So tiny. Doctor.
As you guys approach, the mist once again begins to swirl. As you guys left the outskirts of the village to reach this offside house, it's almost entrapping you lot. You're now here. For the time being, at the very least.
Huh. Well, it seems like a very quaint, lovely, royal estate, actually. I assume those kids were of a lower class.
At one point or another, this place looked like it was fairly decent. There's a few oil lamps hanging around to keep the place at least lit. Now, let me open up the area down here so that you guys can see part of the map as you guys enter the main entrance.
Boy.
Oh, I thought we were going in through the garage.
Nah, there's no garage.
That's not like where they put the carriage or cart.
A car?
Cart.
Mazda?
Their Mercedes limousine.
I drive a Mercedes Benz.
Alright. Hanging on the south wall of the foyer, there's a shield embodied and blazoned with a coat of arms. What looks like a gold windmill on a red field.
Guys, come down here.
What's that now?
I'm going. It's just hard to get my token all the way down there.
Down.
It's
Go down.
I upscaled the map to
Oh, shit! I didn't even see it down there.
yeah,
I drew
There's
an
a thing down
arrow.
here?
Yeah, you have to move down.
bottom left.
Oh shit! What the hell? Wait. Oh, okay. I guess we found a cellar door.
Yeah, we went inside.
No.
This
So
is
top picture is the outside. Bottom pictures are us actually going inside.
It's the foyer.
Oh, this is the foyer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Don't worry that we don't line up with the squares.
Yeah.
Just
Don't
gonna
worry.
wipe my towns on the carpet.
Alright.
I'm gonna say that Beloved checks to see if the coat of arms can be taken off.
Alright. You pull it off. It is indeed still a working shield. If you loot this, you can equip a shield.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, yeah. She's absolutely gonna take it.
Alright, you now have +2 to your AC.
Woo! She will continue into the mansion. After glancing behind to see if the others are following her.
Oh yeah, Dr. Peepers is going right alongside you, tapping on the doors like, "Hello? Is there anyone feeling a little insane here?"
Alright, as you guys walk in here, certainly has an era to this place, as there's just a bunch of stuffed wolves in this room. Like, this was definitely, whoever owns this house likes to hunt. As there's a bunch of trophies that line the walls here.
Oh, Johnny, you see anyone you know?
What?
Cause you hunt wolves, werewolves, and things of that nature.
Just move on.
Righto.
You see 2 cabinets standing along the wall, but it looks to be locked.
Beloved considers bashing them in, but she restrains herself because she knows there's bound to be a key somewhere.
What about the other one? Are they both locked?
The north cabinet is unlocked, from what you can tell.
Alright. Look into that one.
Alright. You look inside, just looting these kids' house. Why not?
Yeah.
And there's a small box containing a deck of playing cards, as well as an assortment of wine glasses.
I'll shut it.
Seems like a game night cabinet.
Can always use a bottle or two to help the spirits out.
Well, it's just the
It's-
glasses. They're
It's
wearing
just
glasses
glasses.
Ew.
Yeah.
I'll take the playing cards. It's always good to hand the patient something to do.
Gotta keep the
Can I
hands
look
busy.
at the locked one? Can I look at the locked one?
Oh, wait, I'm reading the map wrong. That's the room that I was describing. The locked one...
Oh, down here.
Yeah, sorry.
We're down here.
Just running down the list. And,
It's okay.
Alright.
good.
So, yeah. This area, this locked one, it seems pretty... It looks like a... If you had to take a wild guess, this is probably where, this is like a the equivalent of a gun cabinet, from what you can tell.
Mm.
I searched for a key on the top of the cabinet.
All right, roll me in perception. Natural 20. All right,
Where
you
did
look.
Oh god.
You look around.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
My chat window is gone.
Uh-oh.
Because I
Whoops.
double clicked on it and it like popped out or
Oh,
something.
yeah, that's. You might have
Exit
to
out.
reload.
Oh,
Okay.
if it popped out and it's not there, just go to where it popped out, like the little window, and just close it.
I
And it goes
did, but
back.
it didn't pop back up, so I'm gonna relaunch.
Whack.
But I got a nat 20, you said?
Natural 20.
Yep.
Cool.
You actually look around and you're like, okay, where would, as you feel a little tingle again, and you look at one of the wolves, and you reach
Its
your
mouth?
hand into its mouth, and you pull out a little small key.
Appropriate. Click.
All right. Within this cabinet, there is a heavy crossbow, a light crossbow, a hand crossbow,
I take the hand crossbow.
and 20 bolts for each of the weapons.
I'll take the light one.
What the heck?
Beloved is going to look at Dr. Peppers like, as if asking him, does he want the heavy crossbow?
Why, thank you, madam. I would actually.
These bolts look special in any way, or just normal bolts?
Normal bolts, as far as you can tell.
Cool.
I mean, what is a bolt but a wooden stake with some power behind it?
I wanted to see if they were like silver tipped or something.
I'm gonna put-
Beloved's going to keep looking around to see if there's anything else of interest in the room, but it's okay if there's not.
Yeah. As far as you can tell, there's nothing left in this room other than, unless you want to loot the actual like stuffed animals.
Like, take them or bust them open to see if there's anything inside.
I mean, either or. Which, I mean, in all honesty, you get the feeling that, hey, this is very obviously a trophy room, so it's like you already found the treasure inside here.
Okay, yeah. Well, she'll give up then.
All right. Back in the main hall, there's this little corner over here. As you see, 2 other doors.
I'm gonna say that Beloved's going to try both of them to see if they're open.
Let's see. They are indeed both open. Which one do you go first?
Okay. She's gonna go for the one to the east.
Alrighty. You open it up, and it's a kitchen.
Okay.
Are you sure?
No, that's like an oven.
Okay.
A cauldron. I mean, I'm reading the
You gotta
map.
have a big butt.
It does look
It
like a
sure
toilet
looks like
seat.
All right.
Yeah,
Go on.
it's surprisingly pretty tidy, all things considered. You get the feeling that this is going to be a common theme, like the inside looks better than the outside.
Yeah.
A lot of kitchenware, dishware, utensils, and a couple of cutting boards, some spare kitchen knives. You could count as a, dagger if you wish to take one of those. To the left, you see what looks like probably a pantry of some sort.
Anything
Alright.
in there?
We're gonna open that up to see if there's any kind of supplies in there.
There's definitely rations here. But
But
it
we're
looks...
looking
Okay.
for these kids' parents, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is
Yes.
their house.
yeah.
Well, it's good
Can
to
we-
make a. Sorry.
Check and see if there's any signs of like recent movement.
Yeah. I use
At
the
a
call
1, because I don't know.
I'll help out.
Alright.
Right. Like check in the fires, see how like recently they've been used and stuff like that.
Good thinking.
And I'll keep bopping on the doors. Hello. Pokes head in to the north room.
Alright.
Anyone over yonder now?
With that 18, burn, you notice it's tidy, but you do see a collection of cobwebs ever so often, and some dust. It seems like this place hasn't really been used recently. Nothing indicates that this kitchen has been used for quite some time.
Did the kids say how long they've been out of their house?
They have
Why,
not.
yes, they said a long time.
Did they? I honestly can't remember.
They did not specify how long they've been waiting. They just say that it's been a while, is all they said.
How are they dressed, like, appearance-wise?
They're dressed in, noble clothing that you can fit on kids, like cute little suits and stuff.
And they were, like, clean, like they looked like they bathed?
Yeah, I mean, they didn't look like urchins at first.
I'm gonna go check and see if they have a bedroom. He starts
okay.
to have an idea and heads upstairs, assuming that's where beds would be.
Oh, how many rations did we find in the closet in the pantry?
You'd be able to find about 6 rations worth.
Okay.
There is a waiter on the south east side of this place.
Huh. That's interesting.
Waiter, you said?
Yes.
Has it been used recently?
Not that you can tell.
It's in the kitchen, right?
Yes, it's in the kitchen. You don't really see anything of value. There is a bell, for some reason. A tiny little brass bell attached to, like, a wire.
The dumbwaiter?
Oh.
Yes.
Is the one that goes up or one that goes down?
You would imagine it goes up.
They go both, usually.
If someone was small enough, they could probably get inside.
Hmm.
Well,
None of us are that small.
no, but
All right. Burn, you decide this would be a good idea. As you decide to, you lift up your hand, and you manage to twist and pull until eventually you hear a as your fingers begin to warp and twist into hairy little appendages
Whoa.
as it becomes a spider and begins to crawl along the floor to this dumbwaiter.
I just assumed it was like Stubbs the zombie and just ran around on its little fingers.
Alright. You place your disembodied hand and touch the dumbwaiter, the button, and send it upwards.
like try and hide at least too while it's in the dumbwaiter. So
Yeah, you put a little extra dishes around to act as cover. Alright, so that goes up to 12A.
you heard like take a seat because he is now blind and deaf.
Whoa.
So
His
that's...
senses are focused on that thing.
Alright. The first stop that you see as the dumbwaiter comes up is what looks like a servant's quarters. As you see 2 bedroom beds just off to the side. And what looks like 2 chests by the bed. There seems to be a closet in
But
between.
No other sign.
It looks like if you could try and move the dumbwaiter up even higher.
Let's do that.
Alright. 12A. Alright. Once again, you wait until eventually, to the north of the map, you come up to what looks like a small dining area. Or, upon closer inspection, a master bedroom.
Me?
A dining room bedroom?
Yeah.
Is it my thing we're talking about?
Yes, yes.
Oh, I thought
Okay.
it was on me. All right.
As you look around, as your creeping touch begins to crawl along the walls. Let's see, 12, it's just master bed. You can definitely tell that this is the master bedroom. Probably went to the lord and lady of this household. Double doors.
And no signs of them being here.
It seems relatively untouched. The bed seems rather unmade, but it doesn't really seem like it's seen any action in quite some time as you explore. There is a jewelry box in this area that you managed to spot.
Ooh, jewelry.
Not really worth it right now if we don't have anyone to like sell it to.
Aw. Doesn't have to be for selling. It can just look nice.
Anything else of interest? Do I need to roll anything, maybe?
From your from your creeping touch, nothing really. But once again, you begin to see just this place seems untouched. You see more and more spider webs show up until eventually your
Oh.
spider pushes the button once again, jumps inside, and it comes back to your level, and you place it back onto your hand.
Like nothing ever happened.
Kind of shake your hand a little bit. It always feels so weird being that hairy.
Mm.
Yeah. I'll mention that there wasn't really anything upstairs. Have we found the cellar door yet?
From cellar door.
I don't think so.
Not yet.
Yay.
That's what I was asking, like the party, because they all went to go do their own thing.
Oh.
I still haven't done my thing. I wanted to go up and
Yeah.
see, check bedrooms.
That's a cue to go on to the next person.
Yeah. Wyatt, or, Pepper. The dining area is pretty empty as well. But you can roll a perception check if you wish to see if you spot anything.
Hey, I want to see what this place looks like. You said, what do I roll again?
Perception.
Perception. What do I see with my keen eye? And he adjusts the lens of his little glasses like microscopes.
So 14. You look along the wall paneling, and it seems like an elegant trim. But then you start to notice that it's a little more foreboding, as a lot of the tree decor look like they have faces, with wolves hiding in behind them. The red silk that drapes across the windows and tapestry all have that same hunting dog motif.
Oh! Well,
And a
isn't
lot of
that...
you certainly notice that this place probably is under ferment, like has not. Once again, you see this place has been abandoned for quite some time. A lot of the silverware is tarnished, and the glasses that were once on the table are cracked and faded.
Well, that's not a very friendly sight to look at. Very distressing, actually. And he takes out his ice knife. Sorry. And he just starts stabbing out the faces.
Okay. Johnny, you managed to make your way upstairs, and you made it to this level that just opened up. Rose?
Wait, me? Okay.
Yeah.
I was just making sure. I thought you were still down there. Okay. So we are up here now. Are there particular doors, or are they still a bit covered?
Let's see. You're in the upper hall. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Perception check. Got a 7. I cannot see.
Well, you do manage to spot that it's pretty nice. A lot of family portraits. You actually see the kids, Rose and Thorn. Painted portraits are up on the wall. There's a couple of armor, like suit of armors, flanking like certain doorways here as well. Again, with that same wolf motif. It's
Hmm.
getting you kind of the heebie-jeebies a bit.
Just go through the door then. That is this one.
To the north.
Yeah.
Alright. That is... As you open up that doorway, it is a small library in this area.
Hmm.
It's a quasi-study.
I'll have a look at see if there's a pattern to what kind of books they got. Sometimes that might shed a little insight.
Alright.
Investigation or perception or what?
Alright.
Insight.
Go ahead and roll investigation. Alrighty. So red velvet drapes cover the windows in this room. An exquisite mahogany desk and a matching high black chair face the center and the fireplace, above which hangs a framed picture of a windmill perched atop a rocky crag. Shells. Apart from, the usual, decor of the wolves, a lot of windmill decorations as well.
Mm-hmm.
You check the desk, and you find an iron key, as well as a family insignia in one of the drawers.
Can I compare the insignia to the one on the shield that Miss Lady here is carrying around now?
It's a match. It's certainly, you get the feeling that this windmill thing is certainly the family crest of this place. As for the
Similar
books,
Miller?
yeah, apart from the actual type of books, it includes history, warfare, alchemy, works of pottery and poetry and fiction. A lot of the books are kind of rotting, though. They're falling apart.
Get the feeling that they haven't been here as long as.
However,
Well, no one's been here in a while.
with that 14 in perception, beloved, you managed to look over this bookcase and you think to yourself, oh yeah, this is a classic. As you reach out and you find the one book that's not really rotting away. You pull it. And with that, you hear this fake book pull out, and you hear a click. Area 9. Area 9 is now revealed. As you hear it slide across. As a secret room has been opened.
This one?
Yes.
Well, now.
Just us.
Yeah. After a quick look around, go ahead and roll Arcana.
Arcana.
Okay. Burn. These are summoning rituals.
That were all in this room?
Yep. Specifically for summoning fiends in necromantic rituals. And a lot of them have the phrase almost like a calling card of some sort, as something called the Priest of Osbius. Seems to be a reoccurring thing in these books. A lot of them, you realize that the rituals are kind of stupid. They're very obviously like the kind of like the cliche rituals, like, oh, sacrifice a goat and speak gibberish, play this music backwards, and summon a evil fiend, booga booga booga.
Amateur hour.
However, there is a wooden chest with clawed iron. A wooden chest with clawed iron feet stands against the south wall. Its
Is
lids.
there like anything on the ground like painted or whatever?
No. This seems like to be like a secret library of sorts.
Okay,
However,
just wanted to make sure. Make sure we weren't stepping into some like circle or whatever.
nah.
The chest has the most evil, demonic item of all, a D&D game board.
No,
It has
it,
a set of Pokemon cards.
that's close, but not entirely true. This chest is half open, as something is poking out. Sticking out of the chest is a skeleton with leather armor.
Ah,
Closed.
Ew.
Do you look a little bit closer?
Sure, why not?
Alright. It seems as though whoever this was human. They've been here for quite some time. You actually see a dart trap was kind of sprung.
Oh.
Yeah, getting a little bit closer, you see that this guy was kind of clutched into this chest for some reason. However, you are able to see that in its hand, there's a letter bearing the seal of Strahd Zarovich. You see Strahd's... Can't say names right. You see Strahd's symbol that you all recognize that's kind of blistered all over Barovia.
Ew.
Yoink.
As in, that's him? That's the guy?
No, he has a letter with like Strahd's symbol on it.
Oh, he has a letter from him. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
Does it look almost identical to the ones we have?
No. The symbol does, but not the handwriting.
Gotcha. Oh, the
good
handwriting's
thing.
different.
Yeah. Do you read the letter?
Sure.
Alright, you open it up. It reads, "My most pathetic servant, I am not a messiah to you by the dark powers of this land. I have not come to lend you on a path to immortality. However many souls you have bled on your hidden altar, however many visitors you have tortured in your dungeon, know that you are not the ones who brought me to this beautiful land. You are but worms writhing in my earth. You say that you are cursed, your fortunatus spent. You abandoned love for madness, took solace in the bosom of another woman. I sired a stillborn son. Cursed by darkness... Oh, sorry, I read that wrong. Took solace in the bosom of another woman, and sired a stillborn son. Cursed by darkness. Of that I have no doubt. Save you from your wretchedness? I think not. I much prefer you as you are. Your dread lord and master, Strahd One Zarovich."
So.
have we seen what's in the chest?
No.
I'm
What's...
going to, just out of safety, I put a hand on the chest and cast Identify.
It's a chest. It
Okay, so
has
there's
a poison
nothing.
dart. It has a poison dart mechanic inside of it. As well, from what you can probably tell, they didn't really bother to clean up the body. An adventurer found their way in here and sprung the trap.
So they didn't even have time to reset it, is what you're saying?
Exactly.
Something tells me we aren't the first ones to try and help the kids.
Doesn't look like it.
Something tells me those aren't kids.
However, the body does have some things, however.
Ooh.
So the chest. So there are 3 blank books with black leather covers. Each one is worth 25 gold each. 3 spell scrolls.
Hmm.
Bless, protection from poison, and spiritual weapon.
Evidently, it did not protect him from poison.
I had to drink it first.
It's
Wait,
scroll.
what'd you say it was? Sorry, dang it. He didn't need you to
Close
activate it
enough.
first.
The deed to the house, the deed to a windmill, and a signed will.
Can you write all that down?
Alright.
We should probably. I mean, we got a house now. It's our house now.
Ooh. Our house in the middle of the city. Our house. Well, Dr. Papers ain't there, so he's just finishing up stabbing out the wolf faces in the dining room.
Aren't these all cleric spells, by the way?
Yep.
Not cleric.
I mean, I don't think you have to be.
I mean,
Oh.
anyone can use the spell scrolls. Just wizards can only add certain spell scrolls to their book.
What does that will say? The last will and testament.
Alright. The will is signed by Gustav and Elizabeth Durst. Pretty sure they're the owners of this manor.
I know of their son, Frederick.
So, what did you say? So it's the will of them?
Yes, and
Okay.
they would bequeath this house, the windmill, and all other family properties to Roosevelt, Valda, Rosenthorn, essentially.
Okay. And not their kids?
No, that is the name of their kids.
Yeah.
Dang
Yeah.
it. I'm mishearing things, I'm sorry.
Sorry, Discord must be acting up, I guess.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
Also
be
really,
shocked.
really quiet.
Alright, but yeah, the rest of the stuff looks pretty old, but they remain intact.
Wait, is there anything in there about the third child?
Well, that one was a baby. Maybe they were getting ready to redo the will.
That would
Why
make
would
sense.
why would the will be with some random guy?
Oh no,
mean,
that
you
was
picked it.
part of the pressure on the chest.
Oh,
Yeah, he probably...
thought it was on the corpse.
Yeah, it technically was, because he did steal it. But there is one
They'd
thing that
keep
you
a
guys...
will in the wall.
Yeah, there is one thing that you guys overlooked. And it
What's
was
that?
it was in the note that Strahd had left. And it said, sired a stillborn son.
Oh,
Oh,
Still live it,
Ooh.
baby.
the baby.
So we're all in agreement. Strahd is like really evil.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
without a doubt.
You don't
but
call
we can't
yourself a
really
Dark
say that-
Lord for nothing.
We can't really say that right now.
Seems like if everything is to be believed, the one behind this foul mist and who's ever heckling the townspeople. But in the meantime, best to handle these matters. And he takes the dead body and looks for a fireplace.
There is indeed a fireplace in the library.
Fabulous. And I'll just dump that in there. We'll give him a nice cremation. And
God enough.
yeah.
Anyways, I'm gonna head down to the south door then. See if the south door holds anything.
Alright. This room
Oh,
is...
The one holding the paperwork?
I'll take it. I have space. I'll take
Yeah.
the 2 deeds.
And the books and the letters and all that.
Yeah.
Alright. So this room.
Can I have the protection from poison?
Sure.
And maybe the bless?
I mean, I don't have any use for him.
Thank you kindly, sir.
Alright.
Unless I can copy them into my spellbook. I don't think any of those I can, though.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to learn Bless, but I don't know if that is even available to bards.
I mean, bards can learn any spell if they put their time into it. But
'Cause that would be useful.
that's later levels.
Oh, it's Cleric and Paladin.
Alright. Conservatory. So you enter this area. This place looks rather nice. Looks like it hasn't been used in quite some time. A lot of just random strand about chairs, however. A lot of stained glass along the wall.
For the piano, or
Along the wall, there is a large standing harp. Alabaster figures of well-dressed dancers adorn the main tailpiece. Close inspection of them reveals several. For some reason, you look along this, and a lot of these dancers that are like etched into this thing look like they're carrying like well-dressed skeletons.
Oh.
How macabre.
Little merry dance of life and death.
Dance the Machabre.
Plague Doctor notices the bride near the piano. Oh, Mrs. the Bride, do you happen to recall being good at the piano?
She tries to play a few notes, but it doesn't go well.
Bring, bum, bum, bum.
Johnny is visibly restraining himself from trying to push her away and stop.
Fortunately, she gets bored and wanders off again.
Alright. As far as you can tell, there's really nothing in here as well.
Well, you know, some music might be good to help this dreary atmosphere brighten up. Used to play a little harp when I was younger. He tries to play the big harp over there. Maybe
Yeah,
two.
so the bride tries to play it first. I don't know what 11 gives her.
Decent. Better than the piano.
Okay.
Cautiously, he does actually approach the piano and one by one presses each note to see if anything sounds out of place.
Smart.
Oh, maybe something's hidden in there. There's a hidden passage again. I've already seen one. It wouldn't be odd to see another.
This is true.
Alright.
I don't know if I should roll for that or not.
Give it an investigation.
Yeah, my shitty intelligence skill.
Oh, yeah. Dr. Pepper's got about the same performance that Beloved did.
Bwah, 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 bwah. Well, it sounds good in his mind.
Yeah.
Bird, you look around and you get the feeling that this place seems pretty cleared. There's nothing really of too much value here, as far as you can tell. Apart from the harp and the piano and the chairs. As far as you can tell, this was just a simple conservatory. Those very elegant at the very least.
Yeah.
However, you get the feeling that perhaps let's not make too much noise.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know
Okay.
what's in here, what the monster apparently is. Actually, is there a window in this?
There are
place?
several windows, a lot of glass doors, stained glass windows along the.
Stained glass.
Yes,
So it's not good to look out them. You can't really see out of them, can you?
not really.
Well, you
Okay.
can see a lovely craftsmanship to appreciate.
Never mind then. Let's head on.
Yeah, I think we've explored this whole floor, so do you want to head up to the next one?
I guess.
Well, you gents carry on. I'll keep up with the cremation duty. And he starts taking the stuffed wolves over to the fireplace.
Come with us. We might need your expertise if we find an injured patient on the top floor.
Oh, yeah, the living are of first concern. Leaves a big F mark on the stuffed wolves, though.
All right.
All right, so we head up to the next floor.
Next floor. Up to the balcony.
Oh,
At least that's what it says. That leads up to it.
Okay. Where's that on the map?
Little to the north, over here. And the third floor is up here.
Awesome.
there it is. Oh,
As you guys approach, you see a very pitch black plated piece of armor standing against the wall. It's draped with cobwebs.
Hmm.
is there anything in the visor?
No, you don't see anything in the visor.
Open it up just in case.
So you approach it.
No. Did my ping not go through?
Oh, mage hand. Sorry. I'm looking at too many places.
Sorry.
It's empty. A lot of cobwebs, though.
Let's put the visor back down. Actually, where was the door into this room?
You reveal more of the map, so you see all the...
Oh, so this was the, so she had to go in this way. Yes.
Yes.
Cool.
In the dough.
Hmm.
Is this the
That's
room
it.
I saw with the dumbwaiter?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
The little thingy here.
Yeah, there's a thing.
It's much higher resolution than everything else.
Hmm.
Golly.
Give up the good work.
Alright, so, once again, you kind of explore this area, see what you can find. Again, you see that treasure chest that was from before.
Beloved wanders over to the treasure chest, and she stands above it with her mace, and looks at the others like, "You want me to take care of this, or?"
Is the chest locked?
You try it, and it's not locked.
Johnny pulls her a bit to the side before she opens it. Just to be safe, stay to the side.
Yeah.
That's
or we can mage hand it open.
Alright.
Because we saw the other chest have a trap on it, so
Exactly. That's actually why she was volunteering to smash it.
Yeah, but you might wreck whatever's in there. Not be important.
Alright, this jewelry box itself has silver and gold etched into it. It's worth about 75 gold worth.
Oh dang!
Inside, there are 3 gold rings. Each one worth about 25 GP.
oh, this is the jewelry box. Maybe.
No. The jewelry box itself is worth 75. Inside, there are 3 gold rings.
sorry. Keep going.
As well as a platinum necklace with a topaz pendant worth about 750 GP.
Is it okay if Beloved takes these? Because I'm gonna start writing them down in her inventory just so Gray doesn't have to keep repeating it.
Is any of it silver?
The jewelry box is.
I'll take the box itself.
Just whack a werewolf with it.
Oh, we're gonna melt it.
I know, but like, until then.
Yeah.
How much do you think the golden rings are worth?
25 gold.
And they would look lovely on you, darling. In fact, quite frankly, it's getting ridiculous that you're having all this blood disturb your lovely visage. He casts prestidigitation on me.
She immediately punches him.
Oh.
Roll 12d6 for damage.
No.
On account of her strength and your hollow bones.
Really?
Nah.
How much did you say? Can you describe the necklace again? Sorry.
It is a platinum necklace with a topaz gem in the center of it.
And how much was it worth?
750 GP.
And she beat my armor class.
Yeah, so you take basically her strength in damage.
Strength modifier?
Strength
or...
modifier, because unarmed strikes, unless you're proficient, you just do your strength damage.
So it's 6. Or something.
Yeah. It was. I'm gonna say that it just does 1 damage, because it was more of a warning than an actual attempt to hurt him.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Good madam. You can't all just be wearing blood everywhere you go. It's unseemly. Also,
Mommy.
how?
Shush. My husband's blood. All I am.
Sorry.
All I have left.
Oh, is that your husband's blood? Wait, did you do a little nasty?
This time she raises up her club as a warning. Enemies attacked. He's dead. This is all I have left.
Oh. Righto. Well, fine by me then. Whatever helps you in these grave matters, miss. So sorry for your loss. I'm sure you'll bounce back lickety-split.
Okay, now she's just ignoring him because he's no longer an active threat, so she's just looking around the room now.
And he hands you some playing cards. They'll help distract your mind from distractions. He just like rubs his beak mouth.
Alrighty, where do you guys go next?
Is this a room?
That is a balcony that leads outside.
Do you want to check to see if we can see the front from here?
Sure.
Okay.
Right.
Well, actually.
Hope this isn't some grave encounters, weird nightmare eldritch house.
You look outside, and once again, most of the mist has covered up this area. You can see still looming above this entire village, you see Ravenloft, Strahd's home, casting its shadow across this village.
Okay. So we can't see the front of the house from here?
No. The front of the house is basically on the other side, effectively.
So
Okay.
we were at the front of the house.
Yeah.
Is this a closet right here?
Yes. It's pretty dusty,
Okay.
and there's just a handful of clothes that probably wouldn't fit any of you.
And some
Alright.
game moths.
We're gonna probably keep investigating the various doors, like the one that Dr. Pepper and Beloved are standing at right now.
All right, you open up
Oh,
to a
just the
bathroom.
Okay.
Oh, finally! He just like hurries over to the medicine cabinet. I've been in need of some supplies.
Something tells me those might be a bit out of date.
Oh, good medicine never goes out of style, my friend.
Yeah, you find some
by the way-
Robitussin just on the counter. A little bit of Advil. Some Pepto-Bismol.
Pepto-Bismol, ibuprofen.
Windex.
Okay. Beloved,
Yes.
as you're walking past that suit of armor, what is your AC?
It is 13.
Are you
Oh,
adding plus
but-
2?
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. It's 15. Also, I do have a feat that lets me. It's Danger Sense. I get an uncanny sense of when things nearby. Da 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 da. And on Dexterity saving throws.
Well, I will say with that, I'll be nice and say it doesn't have advantage on this attack.
Oh no.
Okay.
As the black armor that was beside you lifts up its arm and begins to make an attack towards you. As it becomes animated. I get its
Okay.
stats real fast. Ba-ba-ba. Armor. Come on. Where is it? There it is. Anime armor. It's got some attacks, so it's plus 4. Just misses with a 14, unfortunately. As it slams its hand down onto your shield as you reflectively backhand this thing. All right.
Okay.
Where are you? For it only took a couple of hours, but roll for initiative.
Right.
Our names are so long in the order list.
I think usually it doesn't it not have the names.
I think so.
Oh yeah.
That's alright.
Alrighty. This thing's got shit dex. Okay.
Next one.
Alrighty. Johnny, this thing caught you by surprise, so you're gonna be going last.
Oh no.
The doctor got-
I got 9.
Yeah, there we go.
Top of the order list, Burn. You hear a commotion as armor goes clattering around.
Can I see it from here? Like,
Yes.
Open door.
You
Oh,
see this
hello.
black armor spring to life, and it's currently trying to claw and smash into Beloved.
Okay, so, Does it know how it attacked when she tried to open this door, right?
She walked by it, is what you assume happened.
Oh. We were right next to it before. Oh well. Nope.
Alright, so you cast out your Ray of Frost, but you try your best not to hit Dr. Pepper in the process. Is that your full turn?
I mean, I don't think I can do much else, sadly.
The wonders of being a wizard. Beloved, it's now your turn. This thing is now a threat. What do you do?
Oh, Beloved does what she's wanted to do this entire campaign, and she gets ready to smack the hell out of something.
Roll 20. I'm gonna
Wait,
roll.
really?
It's a natural 1.
Ooh.
So. Low severity. You just miss.
Okay.
Do you have any other actions?
Yes. I have extra attack. So I'm gonna try that again.
For shit.
That just hits.
Yes. Okay, she's going for the head. Like, she is trying to crumple this thing like you would crush a tin can.
Roll damage.
Yes. Okay.
9 bludgeoning damage. Alrighty. With that, you slam into this helmet, and you visibly see it like jam into the chest piece, as whatever stand was holding its head up has crumbled inside, but it is still active. Any other thing?
No. Next turn.
Alrighty. It is now the animated armor's turn.
Okay.
It is going to make 2 slam attacks. One for Beloved and one for Dr. Pepper.
What?
Alright, that hits Beloved with a 19.
Okay.
And Dr. Pepper, what is your AC?
13.
Alright, well, that's 13 on the die, so that is 17 to your AC. So it hits.
Ooh, how much?
It's going to do... only 4 damage to Beloved. And 4 damage to Dr. Pepper.
Oh.
This thing...
This patient seems rather uncooperative.
Yeah, he
Physician,
flails...
heal thyself.
Yeah, he flails around and managed to basically graze 2 of you guys. But that is his turn. Dr. Peppers, it's now your turn.
Well, I say we should do a bit of operating on this one. And... Let's see, detect madness. Let's try to get him more agreeable. I should actually start, I think, plugging in these spells.
Alright. What is your DC?
DC.
The spell thing.
Yeah, your
Spell
save.
save DC. 15.
Yeah.
Okay, it fails. Out of the tile that lines the floor of this place, another one of those skeletal hands erupts forward and grips onto this armor. It is considered grappled, and it's going to take an additional some damage. So it gets crushed a little bit. If I remember correctly, it should be like 3d6.
3d6. 1, 2, 3. 3, not 6.
Alrighty. You all hear a massive crunch as this thing seems to be caving in a little bit. Johnny,
Wonderful. He seems more cooperative.
it's now your turn.
Hearing the commotion, he kind of actually move, not that. He'll move out of the door. He'll see all this stuff going on, and whipping out his vial, casts vicious mockery on the thing.
Yeah.
Thing.
As you shout out to it and call it stupid and bad names, you get the feeling that it's not listening, as it takes no damage.
Damn. It survived.
Yeah, it's immune to psychic.
Well, that's all I got.
That's fine.
Top of the order list. Burn, it's now your turn.
Well, once again, let's try and freeze it a little bit.
With your position, that hits. Alright. Lucky enough, that is just enough.
Nice.
As you let loose another ray of frost, you hit just the base of this thing's like helmet, as you begin to hear the metal almost tearing like a tin can being ripped open, as the metal just shreds, and this thing is no more.
Well then, good work, everyone. I seem to do just fine on handling things. You gonna need a bit of ibuprofen for that one. Ow. No, no. Anyone else?
I'm good.
Nope.
All right, more for me then. And he dumps the whole bottle in his mouth.
Fantastic.
I assume he does not take off the mask, and he just kind of dumps it on his face.
Splatter on the floor.
Yeah. It's just like.
Alright, where you guys go next?
Beloved is going to open the south door next, the one she's standing in front of.
Where she was heading in the first place.
Single-minded determination.
Alright. This room looks to be another bedroom. Looks to be a servant's quarters, actually.
Damn, that's a
Another
nice.
one?
It looks more like a nursemaid. As in the corner, you see a plethora of, like, nanny equipment, essentially.
While everyone's doing that, I'm gonna check out this side room. Seems
Good
like it might
man.
be a closet of some kind.
That is a storage room.
Ooh, anything useful in the storage room?
You see a couple of shelves with folded sheets, blankets, old bars of soap, a cobweb-covered broom.
I'm gonna look at the broom, because that seems, just in case it's like, I don't know, some witch shit.
Alright. As you approach, it animates and it begins to attack you. What's your AC?
AC, let me double check. 14.
Well, it's a animated broom and it rolled a natural one, so it flails uncontrollably as it falls to the floor, as this thing begins to kick up a lot of dust.
Can I just like stand on it?
Maybe, but there's nothing stopping you from just closing the door and letting it stay in there.
Or maybe he wants a new pet.
I mean, yeah, maybe I could just take it. just,
Aim the broom.
just stand on it and see if it chills out.
Yeah, it continues to flail as, more and more. I'll save you the time. It's an animated broom. It's going to continue to attack you as long as it remains active, essentially.
Well, that's something. He just kind of walks out and shuts the door and doesn't mention it.
You just hear a bunch of just a bunch of knocking on the door, but it can't do anything because it's a broom.
Don't go in there. There's nothing in there.
As
Don't worry about it.
As we hear the thing thudding. Well, we'll take your word for it.
Don't worry about it. It's nothing.
Okay. Did Beloved's 15 perception reveal anything about the room?
Yes, it does. With a 15, you notice a couple of things. Alright. This place is dust. Speed, stillborn big. As you look around, you hear a moan. You look around, just in the peripheral, you think something just floated by, but you don't see anything. You notice that there is two separate other doorways. But you can tell from just when looking that this leads out to a balcony. And this door over here.
Okay. Beloved's going to look outside and see if she can spot the kids.
You look out. You still see them there.
Okay. Well, she's going to stand on the balcony for a little while, like a tragic gothic heroine, before she walks back inside.
As you walk back inside, you see something.
Everyone's gone.
Standing in the corner with its face away from you. A very skeletonly thin woman looking down at a corner.
Sounds like Blair Witch.
Which corner?
The bottom right.
Over
Okay.
in the witch corner.
It's gonna be like in Grave Encounter. She's gonna turn around and have a spooky face.
Well, I mean, yeah, obviously, but that's all right. Beloved is going to slowly approach her, and just for flavor, I'm gonna roll stealth. Let's me do that. Come on now. Come on.
Roll 20.
Roll me up some of that fat stacks.
Okay, there we go. Just a sec. And there.
With a calm and even stride, you walk up to this specter. It's simply... You don't hear anything, but you can see its lips muttering something. It's completely silent.
All right.
Oh, I didn't mean to cast that. I was trying to click something in.
You're stupid.
It's okay. Why'd you die, idiot? All right. I'm going to say that Beloved does the cliche of slowly reaching out to gently touch its shoulder.
Roll a charisma check. Normally this would be disadvantage, but for lore wise, I will say, or I guess, natural 20. Beloved, you feel a kindred spirit. You know the pain that this being still holds on to. It's not exact, but it's one that you can relate to. She turns around and she looks at you. And then she looks to the other door. The one that can very clearly seen as a nursery. She points to it, and then to you. Only you. And then she stands there waiting.
Okay. Beloved is going to walk to the nursery door. And that's this one, right?
Yes.
Okay. She opens the door and steps inside.
Alright. Inside, there is a single crib. In it, a tightly wrapped baby-sized bundle lying in it.
All right. She is going to approach the bundle.
As you approach, you realize that there's nothing inside. And for a
Okay.
brief moment, you can almost hear a wail of dismay from the other room.
Oh boy. Okay.
As you turn around and you look back into the room, you notice something. Something about the mirror that's in this room. For a brief moment, you see that same specter, thin nurse that you just recently met with. She points in a direction.
Beloved is going to walk in the direction it's pointing.
Alright. It leads over to a small side next to the mirror. After a little bit of with that previous perception check that you rolled, you push it aside and you find a small contraption. You found a staircase leading up to the attic.
Oh boy. Okay. She's going to look back at the empty bundle on the crib, and she's going to pick it up and just start holding it like it is an infant, and just carry it around with her like that.
Alrighty. Do you go further up?
Yeah. When she passes the other two, she just points upward to the recently revealed staircase and walks past them.
I mean, she said she could only her could go in this room, right? She didn't say anything about the attic.
Yeah, I'll let you guys know. If anyone else had entered the nursery, she would have attacked.
Gotcha.
Mm.
And fighting ghosts and other specters is not fun.
I'm actually impressed that you got that natural 20.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's your gift for the natural 20. You don't have to fight the ghost.
I appreciate that. She would not have wanted to do that.
Alrighty,
I guess we follow her.
follow up. I hope you guys are having fun. I know this is a little bit slow, but I do hope you guys are having fun.
Yeah, I'm not
I'm
good.
doing it.
It's just, the start. We have to get through the prologue and stuff.
I'm just like trying not to steal the spotlight because I know I can be a bit of a chatty Cathy.
Alrighty. You walk up the stairs. And the first thing you reach in 20. Right.
Over here?
Yes. You reach higher and higher. Come on, roll 20. Let me reveal some space, not hide it.
Didn't these kids say their parents were in the basement?
That is true.
Yes,
Or
I
that
don't think
they-
we should be listening to the kids at this point.
So I'm just like, we're going in the exact opposite direction of the basement.
quite frankly, things seem a little, as they say, sus. Actually, those kids seem sus.
Yeah,
Would you say that? Would you say that would you say that they're imposters?
You know, I just might. And Dr. Peepers goes downstairs and starts heading for that balcony thing.
Well, this right here is a window.
Oh, wasn't there like a balcony? Like over here, and the bride was out there and she could see the kids?
Other side.
Oh, other side? Oh, it was over there. Okay. So he'll go over there. Start shouting. You there, children! Are you liars?
I mean,
Are you straight goofing us?
what?
Are you goofing? Is this a trap?
What?
Are you trying to get us killed on purpose?
What?
Oh, for nothing.
I
Actually,
can't
join us.
hear you. Speak up.
Just join us upstairs, dude.
I'll fly over there.
No, just come upstairs.
He fluffs his feathers all the way up the ding dong stairs. Yeah.
Alright. So with this area, where do you go to?
Well, I am all flustered and about ready to knock someone's socks off in the bad way. So I'm going over yonder.
Yeah,
Alright.
that seems like
And I bang the door.
Alright.
Bang.
Seems to be a spare bedroom in this attic area. Looks pretty lived in, although there's a lot of dust that chokes this area. There seems to be... honestly, this entire area could be like a small apartment complex. Like a one-bedroom apartment. It's got an iron stove, it's got some writing desk, got a stool, a wardrobe, a rocking chair, a smiling doll with a lacy yellow dress sits in the northern window box. Cobwebs are draping over its wedding veil.
Oh.
Looks like a child.
bride's-
Looks like a possible children's room.
Okay.
Another children's room. You said there was a veil?
The doll looks like it's wearing a dress, and it has a wedding veil on it.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
Beloved is definitely going to take the doll and wrap it in the missing and the haunted baby shawl.
The bride, not to be invasive, but how, just because of this whole church marriage vampire business, how did your husband pass?
She looks at him for a long moment and then says, "We were attacked. His enemies, mine, crashed the wedding, killed. I killed them back."
Oh, good for you. Splendid, even. Was your husband someone important?
No.
Doesn't matter. He was her husband.
What?
Doesn't matter if he was important. It was her husband.
Yeah,
Tries
just-
to argue.
Um, just, do you happen to know why they crashed the party?
She looks kind of exasperated, because she doesn't like, remembering this, but she specifies he escaped from the Drow City, came back to get him, or kill him. My enemies were a man who wanted me as his bride. I didn't want him. I killed him,
Oh,
but not before he killed my husband.
well, then I shall give you time to acclimate to your situation. He backs off.
So, where do you guys go next?
I'd say we should probably head north and see what's in these two rooms. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't want to go in this hallway. It's too spooky.
All right. As you go to that room, you notice that as you pull on it, it's locked. And then there's a giant keyhole on the side of the door.
I look through the keyhole.
All right. Roll a perception check.
All right. Pull up my character window. Character window is loading. It's done loading. Perception, you said?
Yes. It's too dark for you to see properly.
Oh, well, enough of this gallivanting about. Madam or Hunter, would you mind? He gestures towards the door.
Johnny, you remember something.
Oh.
You have a key that you found in the library.
Yeah, I do have a key. Yeah, don't I? I go to the lock and I try the key.
It fits. And you hear
Na-na-na-na.
Well, we in?
Nope.
Oh,
Looks a little more ransacked.
All right.
browse.
This room contains a bricked up window flanked by two dusty wood framed beds, sized for children. Closer to the door is a toy chest with windmills painted on the side, and a dollhouse. It's a perfect replica for a dreary edifice in which you stand. These furnishings are draped in cobwebs, lying in the middle of the floor. are two small skeletons wearing tattered but familiar clothing. The smaller of the two cradles a stuffed doll that you recognize. It was the same doll that Thorn was carrying outside.
Spaghettios. So,
Okay.
are those ghosts out there, or did they kill the children and steal their clothes?
I'm gonna get ghosts.
So we have one vote for ghosts?
All right. Beloved is going to investigate the room more closely.
Alright. Roll a perception check.
Okay.
While she's doing that, with this revelation that these kids either might be dead or they were imposters outside, I'm going to cast. Let's actually make sure I can move this around. Can I move this around after I cast it once?
Let's see. Clairvoyance. I think you're thinking of Arcane Eye. Clairvoyance takes a single spot.
Well, then I would still probably like to put it somewhere, probably like right here, like in the main foyer, to see if anyone has come in after us.
From what you see, nothing is there.
I will keep a lookout.
Alright. Has the rest anyone else want to investigate the room?
My investigation is garbage, so.
Okay. I'm just going to comb through every bone nook and cranny, and then shove it in those liar kids' faces.
So, are you disturbing the bones? Are you touching the bed? The toys?
Touching the bones.
And he's a doctor. Maybe you can find out what they died of.
Alright.
I should do medicine instead. Yeah, but I already did investigation.
They seem to be missing their organs and skin.
Yeah, I'll say
My
that.
God.
I'll let that investigation roll for a medicine. These, from what you tell, there's no physical damage. They must have starved to death.
Oh. Are there scratches on the door?
Yeah.
Oh no!
What did the thing say about this place?
What was that?
So I'm just reading something from earlier.
Well, you do that. I'll go mosey on over here. Look through this room.
Did the bride's perception find anything? in the room?
From the perception, the bride's, the toy house that's in the room, looks familiar. It's pretty high end too. Very detailed. The other stuff are simple toys that are scattered about. And the beds themselves seem bare bones.
Well, Mrs. the Bride, find the nicest toys you can to give those ghost children to hopefully put their spirits at ease.
Fiddly D is going to ignore that for right now, and now she's just investigating the dollhouse.
You said the wrong name, Reed, actually.
Oh, sorry.
It's alright, it's just funny because I know that character.
All right, let's see here. Would it be insight, investigation, perception?
Probably
yeah, I'm
another.
gonna do perception.
Yeah, another perception. 19?
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. So you get a little bit closer to the dollhouse, and then you realize something. This is an exact copy of the house that you're in.
Boy.
And you notice a lot of rooms that you never really noticed. Particularly, one particular spot that goes down almost directly down like a column in the house.
So this.
Yep.
But
It looks
it's
like a
the wall, not
staircase,
the- Ooh.
but you don't know, it doesn't show you where the actual door to it is.
Okay.
It goes all the way to the bottom.
All right. She's going to like point urgently at this for Bernard and Rose, so they can see. Hey, there's something significant about this. It's basically a map to the house.
All right. As you go in and show the others and start to fiddle a little bit more with the dollhouse, you hear, almost in an echoing pattern, two small children begin to shout, saying, "Don't touch that!" As you look around, and you see the ghosts of both Rose and Thorn standing in the center.
Then would you care to show us yourselves?
Oh, well, it's special that it's all the dollhouse is. We don't like people messing with our stuff, so don't touch. As they're a little shy after speaking up.
So.
All right. Beloved is going to carefully edge her way around them and then sit on an unoccupied bed, still holding the doll.
Not from this room.
Yeah, that's where it's from, baby.
Yeah.
Now
Nice.
Pippers comes back and is like, guys, I'm having a bit of trouble with the dog.
Yes.
All
They
right.
are.
A lot of them. Rose looks up and says, "It's well, as long as you don't touch, we'll show you. This, if you go into the storage room in here, there should be a doorway somewhere in there. It's the only way to get down to the basement."
Whose way? I imagine they don't want us to find something down there.
There's something bad. The monster in the basement. They locked us in here to protect us from it. But they never came. And
And so you asked for help for passers-by on the street
yeah,
to
it's
solve what happened to you and your family.
something like that. It's They both look nervous to the floor.
Well, if you were asking for help and have received it, I think you owe someone a thank you. Nate gestures towards Johnny.
We haven't solved the issue yet.
We know that we don't really know what's down in the basement, but we know it's bad. Whatever it is, it's not gonna be fun.
Oh, come now. This place is so dusty, it's probably dead by now, too. Just mosey on down there.
Wait, do you
This
leave?
way. No.
Okay, so as you begin to leave, Thorn actually begins to cry as he says, "No, wait, please don't leave! Please don't leave!" And he is going to try to possess you.
Oh!
Alright.
Alright, good.
You need to roll me a. This is a charisma saving throw.
Really? Alright.
That's a failure. You all guys watch as Thorn basically jumps into Dr. Pepper's form. As you begin to feel the influence of this little scared child worming its way into you. You still have control over your character. However, you are now scared of everything, including your own shadow, and weep with despair when things don't go your way.
Oh, so basically anyone on Twitter.
Basically.
Vern will look at the other child, be like, "Hey, can you do something about that?"
As she continues, looking to you guys, as she says, "Please don't leave. We've been alone for so long. I don't want to be alone." For this, how do you intend to convince them to not?
Not be alone?
You can come with us to find out what started all this, and hopefully free you and your family from whatever binds you here. We can't do that if you have our only doctor weeping at the sight of everything. If you want us to help, we need to be at our topmost shape. Yes?
Roll
That is
persuasion.
why you approached us. Do I have advantage?
Just flat.
Damn it, I only have +2 to this. Can the bard come help me with this, please?
Yeah, I'm coming. I'm coming.
I mean,
Okay.
There we go.
yeah. You convince Rose to not possess you guys. She is going to inhabit a body, but you're not going to take the fall, the flaws. She looks over to the bride, and she says, "Okay, we'll just tag along. We won't get in your way." And she floats over towards Beloved, and gently seeps in. You don't take any flaw from her being inside, but she can communicate with you as you guys go.
Okay. In that 10 in religion, can Beloved remember how one traditionally sets ghosts to rest?
Their remains have to be put into their proper grave.
Okay, yeah.
So basically, these children died in their bedrooms. If you found like an actual crypt to put them in, you'd lay their bones to rest. You'd be able to let them rest in peace.
Sure,
Okay.
the local church.
For that-
would have
oh,
that.
sorry.
So I'm sure this family has like a family crypt or something, so we have to probably fix this
Yes.
problem first and then find their crypt.
Yeah. For that purpose, Beloved is going to use the blankets on the beds to gather their bones up into 2 separate satchels and carry them with her until they find the crypt.
Alrighty. Johnny, would you like to give an intimidation rolls to get Thorns to chill the fuck out?
Wouldn't that be the opposite?
Pretty much get him to calm down. Anyways.
Johnny?
Did you hear that, Vic?
What?
Bert?
Roll me intimidation to make Thorn chill out.
Oh,
Hey.
intimidation.
Nice.
Yeah, now. Yeah, Pepper is basically sobbing in the corner right now, and you just walk up to him and say, "Stop screaming!" And you actually see Thorn kind of jolt out of Pepper for a while. He's like, "Sorry, we'll behave. We won't get in the way." All right. So you no longer have that
Say-
flaw anymore, Dr. Pepper.
You know, it's just very upsetting generally.
I'd say save our game. Let's head on down.
All right. With that in mind, we are like an hour and a half over, and we will have next session ready, available. Do you guys want to
Okay.
save your game?
Yeah,
Ding.
'cause it's getting a bit late.
Yeah. With that in
Alright,
mind,
read this thing.
yeah, we will continue this and part 2 as you continue on with the Dead House.
The
But yeah,
house of the deadies.
hopefully next session will be a little bit more, now that we got introductions out of the way, a little more action-packed. And I will hopefully not have to look at notes every other, like, sentence.
It's alright.
It's fine.
It's a lot of
Oh, by
information.
the way,
good, baby.
by the way, Gray, I didn't want to say anything during the thing, but the guy at the Burgomeister's house, that's not the servant, that's her brother.
Oh. Okay, we'll retcon that later. I'll leave an edit saying, "Hey, DM goof."
Whoopsie doodle.
Oopsie
Also,
doodle.
by any chance, would her name be Irina?
The hell?
Yeah.
I don't.
Maybe. Who knows?
It's just Miss Irina Kolyana or something.
Come on, Irene.
What? No.
All right. Well,
What?
Alright.
No.
it is getting late. Thank you all for showing up. I hope this session was entertaining, getting us in the mood for Spookfest this October.
Oops. Yeah.
And we will see you
That's
guys.
2005.
Yep, we'll see you guys next session. Bye bye.
Bye.
Have a cool, good evening.